Negro ashamed. Marcus Garvey said every Negro ashamed. Let me read. Every Negro who is proud of his race must be ashamed of the way in which Selassie, and the man write down the man's name, Selassie surrendered himself to the white wolves of Europe. These statements may be considered very severe, and in fact they are. The man has said, these statements that I just made might be very severe, and they are, meaning he intended to make them sound like I mean it. See, we could have been otherwise apologetic and sympathetic. So he must say, yeah, I could have feel sorry for him and sympathetic to him. But that would have been only if we were dealing with a Coptic priest or a religious monk and not an emperor. So Marcus Garvey expected better from Selassie. He was disappointed. Him say, yo, I would have feel sorry for him if I did a priest or a monk, but this man here is a king. The question is, where were the Rastafarians that are Leonard Owen and them when Marcus Garvey was saying this? Were they hiding the fact back then the way they do now? Were they hiding it from the people? Were they aware of what Marcus Garvey, who was their original leader, was saying about the new leader, and was hiding it the way they do now, and don't want to address the things that, you know what I mean, the problems with Rastafarianism? That is when you want to build something where you know is weak, so you hide the truth from the people, leading the people astray knowingly, just because you want to believe a lie. And look upon the destruction that Rastafarianism have caused here in Jamaica. Every school youth right now smoke weed. When I say every, I mean every single person, body, but the school youth them smoke weed. Rasta bring that culture to. When I say Rasta bring it, listen to me. They learned it from the East Indians, you know, which we are going to pull that, you know, and show you where Leonard Owen them get the weed smoking. And Leonard Owen was a weed smoker, but he wasn't a dreadlocks wearing Rasta. See? But they both came from the East Indians whose family came to Jamaica as indentured servants. They brought weed smoking and the shivajitas, that is the dreads. See? They brought that to Jamaica, and Rastafarianism spread it amongst the children of Israel here in Jamaica. A hedonistic custom amongst God's people, brother. You understand? Let me continue reading. Boy, Marcus Garvey are going on him still, you know. So him say, but that would have, let me read from the top. We could have been otherwise apologetic and sympathetic, but that would have been only if we were dealing with a Coptic priest or a religious monk and not an emperor who held and presided over the political trust of 12 million people of his own country and the political destiny of the entire Negro race. Why I'm say that? Because black people saw him coronated and was hoping that he would come and make a change. But Marcus Garvey, being the smart man that he was, you know what I mean, are a leader among black people. Of course, Marcus Garvey did not have the truth. See? But he was a leader who had foresight over most black people at that time. You understand? He saw what this man really was. You understand? This is what Marcus Garvey had to say. This little misguided emperor could not realize that he held in his hands the political trust of hundreds of millions of Negroes of the world. Men and women who were looking up towards the firm establishment of political sovereignty, and that Ethiopia, like Liberia and Haiti, were to them prizes of glory to be perpetuated and strengthened in the maintenance of the dignity of the black race that other men have claimed to be incompetent, inferior, and unworthy, which were black man, Slakia, which every black man must disprove. Marcus Garvey a burn out Selassie, wicked in a man. Look with hope. When the war started in Abyssinia, all Negroes nationality look with hope to Selassie. They spake for him, they prayed for him, they sung for him, they did everything to hold up his hand, as Aaron did for Moses. But whilst the Negro people of the world were praying for the success of Abyssinia, this little emperor was undermining the fabric of his own kingdom by playing the fool with white men. Virgin, yo, cut that Rasta shit out, man. Just dash that through the door. You hear me? I tell you, if you don't follow Rastafariism right now, a tune is a fan of the music you don't love. And that the weed you don't love. You don't love nothing with substance and truth. I just weed and music you don't like. Talk it truth. I just that. You understand? What you need to do if you really look for something that work is to call the number that we have in all the bios of all our pages and learn how to get inside these classes. You understand? Commanding General Your Honor is infamous for turning a little ghetto youth with no education into a leader that can stand amongst giants. You understand? Stand amongst giants. So when I say giants, I mean people of renown and power and you know what I mean, and money. And confound them all at once. You understand? And make them look like they are not the giants. Commanding General Yana create men. The Rastafari community create drug addicts. You understand? See? Yeah, man, call the number, man, get in classes. Especially in a time like now. We are currently in World War III. We are in the beginning phases of World War III. You have to know where you are following at them time. If you follow Rastafariism, you will die. If you follow Christianity, you will die. You understand? Yeah, man. Get inside the ISUPK and the Commanding General, Your Honor. See? Let me continue reading. All right. Having them advising him, having them telling him what to do, how to surrender, how to call off the successful thrust of his race's agents, the Italian invader. Yes, they were telling him how to prepare his flight. And like an imbecilic child, he followed every advice and then ultimately ran away from his country to England, leaving his people to be massacred by the Italians and leaving the serious white world to laugh at every Negro and repeat the charge and sneer. He is incompetent. We told you so. So Rasta like to say, yo, well, initially, Marcus Garvey did kind of rate Selassie, but